Alrighty tidy, folks. Thought I was having a stroke earlier. Went and picked up larger trash. I didn't even know you had two different sized trash cans for trash service. Not everybody in the country just used the same trash can. Like the big U-line guy, right? I guess not. Anyway, we went and picked up a bigger trash can. And on the way back, I don't know, about halfway home. I smelled something that smelled very similar to burning French toast. I was like, is this what a stroke is like? No. Everything's working. No. Everything's fine. And it lingered for a little bit, and then it went away, and I'm like, is that like a micro stroke or something? I hope not. Of course, a lobotomy would probably, statistically speaking, lobotomy has a high chance of making me normal. You know, you take something that's here and you break it, and now it's here. This is where everybody else is. Well, you know. Debating on if I want to make something for breakfast before I get started or not. That sandwich yesterday was freaking delicious. But today, I want to see if we can't at least get some measurements. Which means I need to grab this guy. I should not have done that. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, there'd you go. Okay. We're gonna grab the cable here, our extenderator, and I'm gonna plug some stuff in. So you're gonna get some service interruptions. They are not technical difficulties. They are me doing the thing. Oh, where's the alarm on this guy? So, I'm gonna do audio first. I'm gonna mute you guys. Well, I'm gonna mute me. Boop. There we go. Alright, then we're going to have to turn off the Logitech in the background. It's not on the screen, but it was turned on in the program. So that I can plug this guy in here. And this is, I unplug it, or I turn it off in OBS, because OBS has a real nasty habit of just freaking out on you if you do things that it doesn't think it likes. So, we can do that. I think there's weld spatter on the Logitech. Oh, there's weld spatter on the Civic's window, so whatever. Whatever. Need to do a little bit of trimming. Yeah. Alright, let's go here. Hi! We're not going to need you. Get rid of you. There we go. There you go. Riveting content. Drywall. Ooh. So what I'm going to do right now, because my roommate had an idea last night, and I got to thinking and writing about it, and it perhaps could be a thing. So, I'm going to drag our cables down here, and we're going to see if perhaps it's a thing. Okay, so, cabin air filter, box, still need to clean up the various bits. It sits like this, right? So, the question then becomes, how much room do we actually have in here? Where's that? How's that stud? Oh, come on. It's freaking stud. Thank you. I don't know who designed this thing. Alright, so... Damn it. So this thing is installed. This is where it sits, right? And you can see kind of that seal there, right? And it doesn't really sit in there very well anyway. There's also a big gap back there in the back. So kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah, that comes out pretty easily like that. So what my roommate mentioned is, why don't we print something to solve the issue? I'm like, yeah, we could probably do something like that. And I didn't really, it didn't really spark an idea. It didn't really do much for me at the time. And then we kept talking about other things. Can I put you guys like there? We kept talking about other things, and then I was like, Jimmy Neutron, brain blast. So what I think I want to do, because this foam sits on the HVAC box, it's the actual HVAC unit that sits there. There's also a wire harness and a giant hole that runs along here. So kind of what I'm thinking, since I highly doubt he will ever have the HVAC box out of here, like the whole HVAC, for any reason whatsoever, is I'm thinking, pull this seal, measure that hole, and then just print something to fit on top of the box, inside the hole, and we'll silicone that to the HVAC box. And then we get a seal, because the way that VW did this is they had two seals. They had that guy, which seems like it's supposed to go in that groove, and they had this guy, goes in that groove, which supposed to seal to this lip, right? Which neither one of them were doing that when I pulled this box up. So, what if I just printed a thing, just a smooch, a millimeter maybe, so half a mil on each side of space, siliconed it to the HVAC box, and then we just get foam and put the foam on here. And then when the box is bolted down, the seal will be made. I'm also thinking about siliconing, so you print a thing, put it down here, and silicone the adapter to the HVAC box, and silicone the adapter to the body to completely seal that ring. I found a solution from some other guy on YouTube. He was like, oh, here's my wagon and blah blah blah, and here's what I did, and he literally ripped the seals out and just filled that whole area with silicone. I'm like, no, guy, do not do stuff like that. Like doing it this way, making a little adapter plate. Ooh. Oh. Oh. I might have just had a slightly better idea. So what if the adapter plate has a seal on the bottom, so there's no silicone involved? There's a seal on the bottom, then you wrap a thin seal around the perimeter, so you'll have to leave a gap here for that seal. You wrap a seal around the perimeter, and then you take, they're different heights, that's not going to work well. I was going to say use, because this clearly does not work well or correctly. Because the seal that was in there, that was on the air box, is supposed to seal to this lip. It was crushed. I've still got it over there. It was crushed and not even close to sealing. Like, there's no way. Which tells me they didn't design it right in the first place. I don't know why the hell you designed this like this anyway. Put the cabin filter inside. Make it integral to the HVAC box, the blower box. Okay, we're gonna put that back over that hole so stuff doesn't just like fall down in there. And I need to do some thinkerating. Okay. Yes. Got it. Well, doesn't matter. Do this. There we go. So, a couple of different options. What would be the most effective? So, determining the most effective requires determining the least catastrophic failure mode. Everything can fail, right? Every single thing. Planets can fail. Stars can fail. Everything can fail. Not accounting for those things is dangerous. You must account for failure. Everything you do. Everything you do, you must weigh the odds. Look at the statistics. And the statistics say that whoever designed that system at Volkswagen needs to be flogged. Every single one of these leaks. Every single one. Which means they didn't do it right. So, how do you take pre-existing hardware and update it such that you remove that failure mode and reduce future potential failure modes? So obviously with 3D printing, the most likely failure mode is layer separation due to vibration. So if we can come up with some method of damping vibrations, which would be seal on bottom, seal on side, I'm trying to think of a better way to seal the knee-jerk reaction, right? Is to take that lid where the neoprene seal used to go, smother it in silicone, slap it down, let it cure, call it a day. Problem is, if you ever need to pull that out in the future, it's an issue. So, what I'm thinking is just like an annular ring, right? A rectangular annular ring with filleted corners with two flat surfaces. The bottom one we silicone to the air box, the HVAC box, because it doesn't matter. If you needed to pull the HVAC box out in the future, you should be able to do that with that part siliconed in there. There would also be the concern of, well, I said it already, also, layer separation. So we design it. I guess I need to go to Foam Depot. Let's do that virtually, shall we? Yeah. A browser. I accidentally closed the browser and when I opened it up, the cart was still there. So, one good use for cookies. I don't know why I'm still looking at the Logitech. The Logitech. Gross. Whatever. Okay, so Foam Depot. Is there a store saved? Okay, weather strip. So yeah, it'll be stuff like this, right? It'd be the most likely culprits. I don't like that stuff though. It's not very good. So what I'll probably end up having to do is, ooh, I might be able to find a molded seal, like a door seal. I wonder if I could find the problem is running it around the radius. This is what I was thinking. Last night I was looking up stuff. Right, so here's what I was thinking. Go away. So you got stuff like this, right? So just get some of that, square extruded, right? Get some in silicone. Silicone would work just fine. And this would make a radius easily, no problem, no issues. Kind of what I was thinking, the round, actually. Because it would make a radius 0 issue. Literally, that's what it does. That's why it exists in the first place, kind of. So, get something like that. And glue it in place on the airbox, and then 3D print the thing. And just use both of those channels on the cabin air filter piece. Just put one on the outside, one on the inside, and when you put it down, it'll seal to both the body and that adapter piece that I would print. I'm thinking that's the best option, honestly. See, I like this though. Like, my problem is, does it... So I was kind of thinking something like this, right? Where you would take this for the air channel, so the inner lip, and you glue it to the air filter box, and then you just use something like this for the water seal. My concern is, how exactly do you seal the the fuck? God damn it, Colin. See, that's not D-shaped. D-shaped might work. Because I'm liking this, right? So EPDM ring cord. Then my question becomes, ooh, there's a plastics place around here. I wonder if there's a... Hold on. Let's go take a look. Oh ho ho. Ah. Wow. I cannot type today. No idea why you're in Idaho. Okay, so rubber supply. I don't know. Yes, I want the whole fucking country. Jesus Christ, Google, you people are useless. The hell is that? Would you quit? Yeah, if you didn't have 1,000 things up here, you wouldn't need to move the damn map around, would you? Like, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this, don't need this. You can put them in a little frickin' drop down. Holy crap, Spackle, Batman. What is this? Yeah, there's this place. Plastics fabrication. Silicone plastics. I wonder if they do walk-ins. Shall we give them a call and find out? Let's see. Let us... I have maybe a weird question. Do you guys deal with like walk-in customers? I wonder if you know, I'm trying to find, let me get back to the page, like EPDM, what are they calling this? Cord, I guess? Ring cord? Or silicone ring cord, I guess? Just a round piece of solid, either EPDM or silicone. It's like, you know, like a rope. You guys have anything like that? Only custom. Okay. Which brings me to a second question. If I had... I still have to measure it. I haven't measured it yet. If I had some files first, what kind of files would you guys deal with if I were to make up a CAD drawing? Yeah, let's do that. Thanks. Hey Jed, my name's Ryan. I've got a couple of questions about some seals that I might need made. Call back. Okay. The guy wasn't there, so I left him a message. We'll see. Only straight lines around these here parts, boy. I tell you what. I tell you what, boy. I tell you what. I tell you what. All right. I'm also gonna look at Sonico. Sonico looks like that. That looks like a warehouse. That looks like just like a warehouse. Where's that? Ooh. Nylon's thermally dimensionally stable, right? Hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it! Damn it. Issues? I mean... Come on. Really? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, what are we talking in tolerances here? Like, are we talking half an inch? That's a lot. But we're not talking high temperatures either. We're talking like 100 Fahrenheit delta T, which isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. So if we're talking 30 thousandths and I'm leaving half a millimeter on the table, it's not an issue. Yeah, nylon would be my concern there, moisture absorption. And I've got ABS in the printer right now. I think probably printing the adapter would be the best way to go. If that place can make me a gasket, ooh. Ooh. I did an idea. If they could make a gasket that would fit against the flange, both sections of the flange on the cabin filter airbox side, I print an adapter that just gives me a riser plate essentially. I silicone it to the HVAC box. Jobs are good in there. But then I have a single gasket that I glue to the bottom of the HVAC box on the two different lands. They're two different heights, mind you. That's going to be the concern. I can cut the lip out because there's a lip between the two ceiling surfaces, but there's going to be still, I guess I could fill it with epoxy. Or fill it, cut the flange off, fill it with, no, epoxy would be best. Scuff up the surface really good with some sandpaper. Fill it with epoxy, make a single flat ceiling surface, and then have them just make me a large fat seal. Probably EPDM. Honestly, EPDM would probably be the best way to go. Have them make 5 of them. And you stick them somewhere. Stick them in the glove box, stick them in your parts box, stick them somewhere. And you're good to go. Funnily enough, things are not nearly as expensive to custom make as either they used to be or as I thought they were. I don't know which of those is the case. Really? Go! Damn it, this fucking trackpad is garbage. Okay, so we're gonna try that first. We're gonna try the making a thing. I wonder if... Hello? What is Surtec? Go away! God. This stuff is not that hard. Yeah, I think they just do plastics, and I'm pretty sure these guys just do plastics. Thermoform, thermoset, CNC, FDM. So additive and subtractive. You could build an additive and then have them use subtractive manufacturing to make, you know, tolerance to parts. Okay, so still need to find a transmission computer for this damn thing. Because ain't no good sealing up the HVAC if you can't drive the damn thing. Wait a minute. What? I don't know if you guys can see that. In this corner here, there's discoloration. Like corrosion? Mayhaps that has something to do with a thing? Okay, so let's do Yup. Oh no. I don't know, man. Asking me. Where's the... Damn it. I swear there used to be a... Don't give up. Don't give in. Well, it's a big lump of coal. Is that a cutaway? Oh. Okay. Need to find. Of course. Bravo, Mike. Oops. I hit the wrong button. eBay. eBay. Right there. Oh, my roommate. Yes, go, Jesus. Don't give up. Catch a falling star. Oh, okay, so we got TCMs available, it appears. What's really freaking weird to me is that guy just... I don't know, it feels like a multiplexer failure to me. That's what I should do. Hey, you there! Hey, you there, you there! Hey, you there! Business card proof should be ready either later today or midday tomorrow, somewhere in there. Apparently they've been having problems with the printer that they use to do business cards, so that's fine. It's fine. Not in a crazy big hurry, but I would like to, I'd like to have them soonish. So, Alright, so I need to pull. I don't think I'm going to pull the petcock off until the parts get here. Then I'll just do it all in one go. So that'll be a thing by itself. I want to just replace the front brake pads. And I think the simple method for doing the front brakes on the Shadow... I don't know why I stood up. I'm still thinking. So the front brakes in the Shadow, somebody replaced one set of brake pads, the right side, without replacing the other set of brake pads, the left side. And the left side appears to have no brake pad left. Remaining. The thing runs just fine. Ooh, it's a cold morning. I should check the choke. I also need to check, I don't know if the carbs are synced. I wonder if they're synced. We need to rebuild the carbs anyway, so I'm not even going to worry about it until we rebuild the carbs. I need to figure out the tack. I don't know what's wrong with the tack. I need to go grab the book for that. We need to adjust the throttle cables. The idle, I won't worry about until we rebuild the carbs. Because carbs are leaking. They need to be rebuilt. And then I need to pull the left switch housing off and just inspect the inside. So, throttle cables, tack, and switch housing. Let me go grab the book so we can see the wiring for the tack. I'll be right back. Hey, you there, hey. Don't give up. Don't give in. Okay. Tachometer. Let's take a look at the tachometer. Come here, you. Donde está la tachometer? Tachometer. Comes from the igniter unit. There's two igniter units. Yellow wire. Okay. So yellow wire because brown black is tied to others that have a bunch of ties to them. I imagine that is ground. And then dark green, actually, brown black is probably going to be power since they're using the opposite convention. Cool colors for, or dark colors for power, brighter colors for grounds, which I hate. But then we get a dark green, which that's just the power for the thing. I guess I could just check the power real quick. Which one was it? Was the yellow? Yellow is a signal in. And of course it'd be nice if I had I don't know, the same kind of device that's on the bike that takes an AC signal and turns it into a meter motion, like a freaking voltometer. That doesn't work. Maybe that's what I need to do today. Maybe leave the bike stuff for later. Because to do the throttle cables, I really need to pull the tank off. Pulling the tank off, I might as well pull the tank off. Do the petcock, do the carbs, do all of that together in one go. That'd be, a day's job. I think I'll do that. I think that's the better solution. The better idea, I guess, not a solution. It's an idea. I think we'll do that. So, we've come up with an idea for the Passat. Waiting on a call back for that. Yeah. Come up with a game plan for the Shadow. I'm actually going to write like a priority thing. So, let's... And I might not... I might end my day in the garage early today. I might not do garage stuff today. I might go inside and play a game or something. I don't know. Okay, so I want to put kind of you. Bam. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of prioritize some of these guys, I guess. I'm just gonna put a tick beside them. Things I want to do all at once. Okay. This guy. 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 All of those are going to go together. This can be a thing on its own. The brakes. The brakes can be, we can just, actually, brakes and front forks. And then transmission rebuild is going to be big ticket in a long time. And I can tell them, like, you don't need to spend that money today. We could do this piecemeal. I can take and I can get the whole parts list, and I can be like, okay, well, we pull it all apart. That requires no parts. Pulling it apart requires no parts. I still need to investigate and figure out why the transmission doesn't work correctly, right? So we pull it apart. I've got the other transmission. I've got it somewhere. Said I put it out here in the garage. I don't see a transmission. It's in like a FedEx pre-sized box. Or USPS, not FedEx. USPS, pre-sized box. And I didn't pack it up into a tote and take it storage that I know of. I don't think he knows what he's talking about, honestly. We do need to find that, though. quite badly, actually. I mean, it was like 45 bucks. Not a huge loss if it's lost. It's here somewhere. Wow, it's a little pickup making that noise. Okay. What the heck would I have done with that tranny transmission? Because I just went through the garage. I don't think I put it out here because I would not have wanted to have put it out here doing a bunch of steel stuff for the sole reason that, yeah, it's out and I can clean it, and that's not an issue. But I wouldn't have wanted to put it out here for, you know, the fear of getting iron shavings all in it. Makes no sense. Why would I have done that? I'm pretty sure it's still over there inside by the door. So, what am I doing today? What am I doing today? I guess I could go through my... I got a bunch of oils over there that are just scattered hither and yon. They're not really organized. I guess I could go through those. Right? I could... Huh. I could just go find me some lunch, and then I actually need to go to the store tomorrow. I need to wake up early enough to go to the store tomorrow. Make some ramen. Yeah, ramen. Got plenty of ramen. Should have taken the tire to the dump with me today. Perhaps spackle. Oh well. Take it back to a tire shop. Be like, hey, can you guys dispose of this for me? Of course, they charge you to dispose of tires because they have to pay some guy to come pick them up. Incredibly unfortunate. Should be some sort of recycling program. I guess I could go inside, start the stream up in there. And start work on the intake temperature sensor, the ECU mod video that I keep meaning to freaking do. And I just thought, I'm not doing it. And then like go through all the freaking folders and find the video segments and like, am I gonna use this? I got a bunch of video segments and 2 or 3 different folders. I'm like, am I even going to use these? I don't even know. Don't even know. I should block off. Oh. I should do that. I got cardboard around here somewhere. I also... my roommates have asked me to build a shadow box for Beanie Babies and to check out... I need to do the Simpson. I need the Simpson. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Okay, we're going to I'm gonna rejigger all this stuff over here. Need to wash the rags too. He's like, oh, a lot of ECUs come up when looking for transmission computers. Bro, I literally, right here. God fucking damn it. Work. Let's take a look at this list real quick, right? Search for that number. Transmission computer, 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 transmission computer. Transmission computer. Transmission computer. What? What? Where'd I put the lid? Where the heck did I put the lid? What the shizzle dizzle? Oh my god. Oh. Do. Oh, AEO. Okay. Oh, my roommate is terrified of ordering things online. Half the time. For car parts. I don't know, man. You tell me. Do they match? New old stock. That's brand new. Like, that would be the ideal case, but it's not cheap. Really? I wonder if there's a... It says or best offer. 350? I mean, other numbers even match. Like, not just that number, but other numbers. Is it in the car? I'll be right back. Give me a second. I don't see. I swear we have a spare transmission computer somewhere. I don't see it in the car. Where if it's in this box? In a box. Check the box. Think it's in the box? Taking all bets. Is it in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Exactly how he did that. It's like hamming it up. It's not in there. It could be in the garage. Well, guy, it's not. Not over here. It's not over there. Not anywhere in this garage. I'll answer that way. I was looking for that the other day. Nothing. Not gonna be there. Definitely not gonna be there. Got a box, got a box. Not the box. Got another box. Not the box. Behind the box. Not behind the box. Got hoses. Got a nut. Or is it in there? Or is it in there? Oh, not over here. Okay, it's not there. Not gonna be in there. What? Ruh-roh, Raggy. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Well, it's not down there, it's not over there. Not in there. Perhaps? I don't think it's in this filing cabinet thing. I'm like 89% certain it's not in here. Not in there. That's all Honda parts. New. And knowing them, wait, are we doing that in? Let me find that thing. What do you think the possibility is? I say little to none. Zero. Zilch, nada, nothing. I got this little box over here. What do you think it's in this box? No. Okay. I didn't think it was. Always what happens when you get fired. Gotta be in storage somewhere. Or in their gaming room. Not up there. Not in there, because I've gone through all those. And I did not have it. If I had found it that day, I would have set it to the side. Been like, aha! That's where that went. Out of the junkyard toolbox, because that just stays empty. Ah. Spiky headache. Yeah, I think today is probably like a video editing day. Let me, real quick, let me measure. On my brand new dirty tape measure. gonna go measure a thing on the V-dub real quick. Oh, with me. Call it 13, 18, and 10 to 14, 10 to 15. 5 millimeter variants, or 5 centimeter variants. Between the widest points and the narrowest points of the seal surfaces. Between both of the seal surfaces. That is terrible. I don't know. I don't know where the transmission computer went. I don't know where the transmission for the bike went. It's funny, when I don't put things somewhere, they disappear. I guess that kind of shows you the Mr. B, not in my face. Go away. Thank you. Just like, right here. Scared the crap out of me. Yeah, I need to replace both the brake lines and the Accord, but I don't have the money for that. You know what I need to find? I need to find a rich guy. He's got like 3 or 4 cars, a couple of side-by-sides, some jet skis, some quads. You know, he's got a bunch of toys, and he doesn't want to take them to a dealership all the time. He's really tired of taking them to a dealership. So what he wants is an on-call mechanic. His shop is out. He's got like a 3 or 4 bay shop on his property. He's outfitted fully. He's got lifts. He's got all the tools and everything. Because he does it himself a bunch, but he has other stuff. He's a businessman and he travels, or he's business owner makes the most sense. Banker, whatever. He's got the money that he just wants to pay an on-call mechanic. And he's like, you know what? As long as my stuff is running, and as long as the stuff that, you know, the stuff that needs done on my stuff gets done when it needs to get done. You know, if you're waiting on parts, whatever, don't care. In the in-between times, bring your own shit over. I don't give a crap what you do in the times that you're here that you can't do anything else, right? Where all of my stuff is running. Use my shop, bring your own car over and do stuff. Just clean up after yourself, right? Don't break the tools if you don't have to. I understand stuff breaks sometimes, but don't break the tools if you don't have to. Get my stuff done, and then do whatever. Just be here so that if something breaks, you're here to fix it. Like, I like a job where you're on call. But I don't want to, like, I don't want to be an EMT. I don't want to be in medicine at all. The human just biology is gross. I'm not a fan of 24-hour on-calls, which would be anything medical, honestly, RNs or whatever. 24 hours you're on call for some period of days, and then some period of days you're off. It's usually 7-4, 6-4, something like that. It's weird. But it's like, if we need you, you need to be here. Within, 20, 30, however long it takes you to drive here. You need to be up, pants on, in the building. I'm like, I like on-call, and so, tow trucks, kind of the same way. I have an opportunity. I could, today, well, I have things I have to take care of here before I leave Utah, but I could. My buddy keeps telling me, like, man, you need to move to Michigan. I need somebody to operate a tow truck and handle money and do electronic stuff, the stuff that I do, right? The things that I do. He wants me. He wants me to go up there and go do this stuff with him. And I'm like, I'd love to. I would absolutely love that. I've worked with him before. We both have the same personality where when something frustrates us, we'll take and we'll smash something inconsequential. We'll weld a wrench, we'll break a screwdriver, we'll whatever. We can buy another one. It's not a big deal. We don't hurt customers' equipment. We don't hurt stuff of ours that would be expensive to replace. We take our frustration out. We get the frustration out of our body. We release that energy on something that it doesn't matter if we break it or not. Okay? So we both do exactly that. And we've both been irritated simultaneously in the same shop, in the same, at each other. We've been irritated at each other. And we both know that we can handle each other in that state because we are so similar. We understand how the other person feels or reacts or the things they will say in that state. And that's a good thing. When you know how the other person is going to react in a specific emotional state, you can deal with that because you understand it, right? So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It was once or twice. It didn't happen all that often, but once or twice we both got irritated simultaneously by something similar or the same thing. And it's funny because most people, when they're angry, if you have multiple people angry simultaneously in the same area, in the same place, you tend to get this negative feedback loop. Right, where I guess technically it's a positive feedback loop, and the situation itself is the negative of that feedback loop, but you get this feedback loop that it's proportional control minus, you know, it's not PID. It's not proportional integral differential. It's proportional only, and the proportional value is set too high, where you get the value comes off of, so steady state, and you have some negative emotion, right? And that negative emotion creates some energy output, E. Now, the proportional is the further from this 0 point you are, the further the drive is to try to correct that. So what you end up getting is it goes this, and then the drive to correct that, and it goes this way, and then it goes this way, then it goes this way, then it goes this way. You know, it spirals out of control. Most people are like that, where they bounce off of each other negatively. He and I, we get angry the same way, we get frustrated the same way, we get irritated the same way, whatever word you want to use to define that particular state. I call it irritated. Angry is a whole other thing. But when I'm irritated, I'll throw a wrench. I'll put a wrench in a wall. I don't care. I can fix the wall. Not a big deal. Yeah, it costs me a little bit of money, but you know what? For maintaining some mental equilibrium over a long period of time, wherein my normal state is fine. I'm normal, where I don't have all this stuff bottled up, ready to explode out at a moment's notice and, you know, cause serious damage or harm. Where when I get irritated, I just and I scream a little bit, or I throw a thing, and then it's over and it's done with, and that's the end of it. It doesn't stack. It doesn't pile up. I'll spend $15 for that. Not a big deal. I will. I was going to find something that I could safely throw and illustrate on camera. But right now I'm not irritated, so there's nothing I feel comfortable throwing at the wall. Gotta be something around here, right? I don't know. You know what? I got something. There we go. Got a welding glove. I'm not going to hurt the welding glove. I'm not going to hurt whatever it is I'm throwing the welding glove at either. So, not being angry right now, not being irritated by anything in particular. Aside from, you know, standard existential crises, which that's a standard state of being for most sapient beings. Some would argue, but they're wrong. But you know, you're doing something, and something moves, and it cracks your knuckle, right? Or you're doing something and you can't see it, and you can't quite reach it just right, and you're back here, and the wrench keeps slipping off, and you're just like, I'm angry, and just and then it's over, and you're done, and you walk away for a minute, and you come back, you take a deep breath, and you're like, okay, how can I get this done and not be angry at it? And that's the key, right? Because you will get angry, okay? You've got Taoists, you've got Zen Buddhists, you've got, who are those other people? I had a name and it evaporated the moment I tried to access it. But you've got these various, I hesitate to call them religions. They're not necessarily, technically they are religion in that a religion is an organized system of defining lifestyle characteristics. If that's how you want to define religion. We're not talking organized religion. That's a whole other beast that we're not getting into today. But religion as a concept, that's kind of what I'm going with. And if you want to define that as There's a freaking eyelash that's just like in my view that won't go away. Super annoying. Not throwing a welding glove annoying, but pretty annoying. But if you want to define religion as a set of tenets, a set of organizational definitions for leading a specific lifestyle type, if that's, you could define religion in that way. And if that is how you would define religion, then yes, Buddhism is religion, Taoism is religion, etc., etc. Kind of tempted to go see if the neighbors want a hand. They're landscaping a bit. And I wonder if they would like assistance with that. I might leave you guys and go see that. See about that. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to finish this kind of train of thought real quick. So, there are religions that make it their point, their primary purpose, and the people that practice these religions make it their primary purpose to negate, to minimize, to reduce, to ignore, to train out emotional states. Okay? And I'm sure we've all seen it in Hollywood with, kung fu movies, just goose fraba, and, you're a better fighter or whatever. You're human, man. The way our physiology is set up, it is designed, emotional states are designed to be triggers to perform a function. Emotional states perform a function. Being sad brings you closer with a group, right? Somebody dies and you're sad because they're dead. Grief. Grief is a mechanism that is designed to bring a group closer together to increase survival probability. Okay? Anger. Anger is an emotional state that has the purpose of increasing blood flow, increasing awareness, increasing perceptual speeds, processing speeds, etc., such that you can be a better fighter and defend yourself to survive better, to make your species survive longer. That's what anger is. If you look at, dogs get angry, cats get angry. Not certain if insects get angry because we can't see their faces well enough, and if they make facial expressions, because that's kind of the big indicator of emotion, right? Is pattern recognition of facial motion. Dogs get angry, cats get angry. Everything that has an instinctual self-preservation mechanism, I imagine, has something that you would equate to anger, what humans call anger. Anybody that claims otherwise is either living 100 years ago, not even that, they're living 1,000 years ago, and they're kind of nincompoops. I don't trust anything they say. I actually worked with a guy not that long ago where he genuinely believed that a chimp and a human were so far different, so incredibly removed, that a head transplant on a chimp made sense to him, but a head transplant on a human was impossible because of the soul or something. I'm like, that's not how that works, guys. Not at all how that works. He also, so we could talk for hours and hours, and it would be more helpful if I had people in chat to talk with about stuff like this. But he also could not wrap his head around a concept. So the concept that, on paper, communism is the ideal form of governance. It is. That's why it was created. People sat down hundreds of years ago and thought about what is the best way, probably thousands of years ago, probably prior to written history even, this concept has existed. the idea is that if... So, the concept is one, it's more of a thought experiment than it is a true form of exercisable governance. Wherein, in communism, the idea is that humans work together in small groups, okay? So the way communism is supposed to work is small groups work together, okay? So say you get 100 people. 100 people work together. Everything that those people need to survive, and that's the first problem with communism, okay? Everything that those people need to survive is provided by that commune, right? Where 10 people tend the greenhouse, 20 people tend the animals, the livestock, 12 people tend the buildings, and 10 people tend the children. And then 10 people tend neighborhood defenses or dealings with other communes or whatever, right? You split up, all the duties are split up. Everybody, when they're hungry, they go down to the store by definition, not the store, today's definition, a place where you purchase items that are stored, but the store. Where did my music go? Oh, it's between... That was a long pause between songs? Okay. But the store as a place where items are stored. The definition of store, okay? Not the market. It's not a market. It's a store. So you go down to the community store and you get, well, what are we going to do for dinner tonight? I want some stew. So we pick up a couple pounds of beef. We pick up some carrots, some potatoes, some onions, some garlic, some tomatoes, some whatever you want to make a stew out of. You pick up those things that you're going to eat tonight. Maybe tomorrow if you make too much by accident, right? But in general, you get the stuff you need right this moment. Take it home, you make your food. If you're making it for a party, then your party comes over, you make enough of the party, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It is taken on faith. The way communism works is it is taken on faith that you are part of the commune and you provide some value to the commune. Okay? There is a value system in communism, but it is intrinsic value. Okay? It is not, I always forget the other word. No. I do remember how I remember how I was talking about this a few weeks ago, where I forgot how I classified the system. So, it is implied value, not intrinsic value. So in communism, your work and your existence is taken as implied value. You work, therefore you have a right to survive. You help some mechanism in our society, therefore you have the right to exist. There is a value system in communism. People don't understand that. They don't think there is. They think everything has zero value and that everything has equal value. Everything is equal to one. And that's not the case. Communism leverages your work. Not your existence, but your work. Communism leverages your work as value against everything else. And the value is, ideally, in the ideal case, the value of a work unit is 1. And the value of everything you need to survive, of housing, of clothing, of foodstuffs, toiletries, hygiene, medical care, whatever the case may be, whatever you need to survive, is taken at a value of 1. So everything is equal. Now, the problem is this is an ideology, okay? It is a utopian ideology. And as we all know, utopian ideologies don't work. They work fine on paper. They work great on paper. Communism is phenomenal on paper. Or someone's going to take that out of context because I put a big pause there. It's fine. Come ask me about it. I'll tell you. Because I love talking about this stuff. The problem becomes the moment you insert one variable. One very crucial variable. And that is the variable capital H. Actually, we'll call it capital H subscript S. Homo sapiens. Humans. The moment you enter humans into this equation, the whole thing falls apart. Because, I'm going to put this guy down just a little bit, like that. And then we're going to put this guy down a little bit, like that. How about that? So, if everybody were me, say, I have an extremely strong sense of civil duty, extremely strong sense of integrity, of dignity. I have a mediocre work ethic. I'm lazy. If I ain't gotta do it, I ain't doing it. But if it needs to get done, it will get done. I'm gonna do it first so that I can be lazy afterwards. The sooner you get it done and the better and faster you get it done, the more effectively you get your work done, the more time you have to be lazy later. Procrastination actually makes your off time reduce. Funnily enough. So anyway, communism works until you enter the human element, because you can't trust people, right? I mean, case in point, we have firearms, we have bombs, we have planes with guns, the A-10. We have all these different things to hurt other people, to defend ourselves, because you can't trust them not to hurt you. You can't trust people to do the work. He's driving real slow. Not complaining, just an observation. He's driving real slow. I applaud him, actually. I think that's good. Where was I? Yeah, you can't trust people. What you end up getting, and it's been proven time and time again, over and over, every single civilization goes through the phase. The US is going into it right now, actually. Where at some point, whether you start this way, working under the ideology or not, or you evolve into it, is every society gets to a point where they think, well, yes, people do things so they deserve XYZ, right? And it's a flawed mindset, because you're assuming you can trust all people equally, and you cannot. You cannot trust all people equally. At the end of the day, the honest truth is, you can't trust anyone. You can trust 0 humans. Okay? Because you don't know. You're not inside their head. You don't know what they're going to value. You don't know what they're going to find ethical or not ethical, moral or not moral, normal or not normal. You don't know. They can tell you all they want. But this orifice here in particular has a really bad habit of not being truthful across our species. And it's, you can say it's worrying. We can talk about it all day long about who you can trust or who you can't trust. How do you know? How do you not know? What are the statistics? What are the scenarios? What are the blah, 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 on and on and on and on and on. Right? You can talk about all that all you want. At the end of the day, we are here today. And as much as I hate the it is what it is mentality, it is what it is. We are here today, and one issue is, as
societies age, I'm not going to say progress because that's not the word for it. Okay? As societies age, every single society, as it ages, does the same thing. Because we're human, and apparently we can't learn from the past. Welcome to the species, brothers. that was not culty or suspicious at all. But as a society ages, the same process occurs over and over and over, ad infinitum. Something very, very dramatic is going to have to change among our species to change this effect, this series of events. So you have a civilization that culminates, that arises, that is born, that is created. Let's take America for an example, okay? Because I'm American, I live here. I've been taught the history of all of America. I've been taught, all the stuff that America has gone through to get to where we're at today. So that's the most experience I have, right? But you can draw this, you can draw parallels very, very easily between American civilization, American society, and its evolution to that of the Roman Empire, to that of the Ottomans, to that of various Asian empires. I've looked through history just a little bit, just a tiny bit, and everywhere, every single one, I see the same exact progression of events. The timeline might be a little bit different, and there might be some little hiccups here and there that are different, obviously. But it's just like a romantic comedy. If you've seen one, if you've seen one raw romantic comedy, you have seen them all. Okay, I'll say that. I'll tell you a story real quick before we get back to the series of events of civilizations. My late wife and I, she was like, "Oh, we need to watch this movie. I want to watch it with you." Which I don't understand. Women are like, "I want to watch this romantic comedy with you." And the guy's like, "I'm not going to like it." But fine, I'll sit down and watch it with you. I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to like it. Some guys like them. That's fine. They can like them. I don't care. I'm not hating on people that like or don't like or, whatever. I don't care. At the end of the day, you do you, boo. I don't like them because I've seen one, and I have therefore seen them all. I don't watch Hollywood movies anymore because if you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's all the same damn tropes over and over and over. There's nothing new. Chinese cinema, that's where it's at today, right now. Chinese cinema is like Hollywood in the 60s and 70s. But it was this one with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. And it was the inversion of the standard trope, right? Boy meets girl. Boy makes girl mad. Short breakup period. Musical montage. Big gesture. Happily ever after. That's a romantic comedy. The inversion was boy meets girl. Girl makes boy mad. Musical montage. Sad music. What is the loneliest number? Nobody cares. The only time that song has ever been useful in cinema was it the Recess movie? It was a Recess movie. I don't remember who it was. One of the kids was by themselves and that song was playing and it was funny-ish. Sad, but funny, entertaining. Anyway. My wife got really mad at me. Really mad at me. Because we're watching this movie, okay? And boy meets girl. Girl pisses boy off. Boy goes and does something else, right? And about the time where big romantic gesture is occurring, I start saying lines. I'm like, oh, this is blah, 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 blah. I start saying dialogue. And about 2 seconds after I say the dialogue, word for word, it comes up on the screen. After about 10 minutes of this, she just turns, she's like, would you shut up? I'm like, this is boring. It's the same thing that you've already done a bajillion times. It's boring. Repetition is not entertaining at all. Boring. Boring. It's boring. It's boring. 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 So boring. Anyway, funny story. But civilizations, getting back to the regressing. Not digressing, regressing. Probably not what that would be called. Anyway, getting back to the topic at hand. So civilizations, standard format for civilizations, okay? Group of humans, tired of oppressive blank, okay? War parties, conquerors, governments, etc., etc. Group of people tired of oppressive blank, okay? They want to do their own thing. They want to come up with a better version. They've learned from the mistakes of the past. So they're going to do their own thing, they're going to make a new thing, and it's going to be better. Okay? Step 1. Step 2. They do. They go across the pond. They go to an island. They go wherever, right? And some civilizations have sprung up that are not this. They are just the result of an explorer who was like, hey, we found this cool place. I go back and tell my family, hey, we're going to move over here because this is really cool. I want to see like a city here. That'd be neat. Some civilizations popped up like that. But kind of the standard format for the evolution of a civilization is, I'm tired of this. So we're going to go there. Okay? And then they start up their own civilization, and in small numbers, this works phenomenally. It is always great when you first start up a civilization. The startup of a civilization is always exciting, and it's fresh, and it's new. Whether it's easy or not is not the point. Whether people die or not is not the point. It's a new thing. And new things are interesting to us as a species. Okay? Start up a new thing. Okay, well, as it grows, this has a potential for getting out of hand. Maybe we should get a handle on this and do something. So, step 3 is organization of a growing civilization. Okay, so you organize your civilization and you apply an overarching banner to the civilization. Federal government, United States, the Roman Empire's, what do you call it? I don't remember what the name of that is. But their democracy, it was a republic, same as the US. It wasn't actually a democracy. Because actual democracy is next to impossible to achieve. The only way we as a species would be able to achieve true democracy is if everybody had an implant that was connected to the network, which we're working on, mind you. And any issue that arises is immediately handled by vote, by majority, on the fly. Every issue. If the issue only affects this region, only the people in that region get to vote. If it affects this region, the people in that region get to vote. That's a democracy. Okay? The US doesn't have a democracy, we have a republic. The Roman Empire had a republic. Okay? Because you can't make a democracy work on a large scale. Anything more than a couple dozen thousand people, maybe? I wouldn't even go that far. I'd say 1,000. Anything more than 1,000 people, and you can't get anything done because there's such a divide in ideals. Okay, and that's kind of why the U.S. was built the way it was. Why it's not America or U.S. America, it's the United States, right? It's not some single thing. We are not a single thing, right? People that are not American citizens, people that are not North American citizens. So Canada, U.S., Mexico. Because people in Mexico know kind of how this whole thing works. People in Canada have a fairly similar system and know how this whole thing works. But most people around the world don't quite grasp the kind of the purpose or the reasoning or the actual implementation of states, right? The purpose of states is so that if you are living here and you don't like this thing, you can go over there because they do that thing you like, and they don't do the thing that you don't like. And because there's a border, they have the right, the ability to maintain that semi-sovereignty. Right? That is the purpose of states, is semi-sovereignty. We fly under a national banner because Iowa is not going to make computers and cars and bread and corn and on and on and on and on. So we have the whole thing as a nation to utilize all the resources of the lands, and such a diverse geography the U.S. has in comparison to most other places around the world. Which is good because we have all these different things and these different resources we can use, and different areas are going to produce different things, right? So we fly under that unified banner of the US of A, the country, the nation, so that all of us can get together and get things that we need that we can't actually do ourselves. Trying to think of what comes to mind. I don't think we have any lithium reserves anywhere in anything that we own. So if we need lithium, we have to get it from somewhere else. So we produce stuff that other people can't or don't or won't produce, don't have the ability, the resources, whatever, don't have the manpower even. Sometimes you need just raw manpower. The US has manpower. So, you trade with the outside world, right? And the states have their definitive lines specifically for the sole purpose of having distinct regions that have their own independent, mild sovereignty to make their own decisions about themselves, about their own citizens. Okay? That's not how it's working today, which is a problem. Okay? It is an issue. It is a major, major concern that the U.S. federal government thinks it has the right to step into states and make decisions about citizens. Period. Any federal agent or agency that thinks it has the right to make any decision about an individual is the problem. They are wrong. The federal government does not have that power. Specifically, you read the Constitution, and the Constitution of the United States of America says this is what you are allowed to do. If it's not in this list, you can't touch it. That is for states, that is for counties, that is for cities, and that is for citizens. If it does not expressly provide the capability via that document, it is not something that can be interacted with. It is not something that can be thought about. It is not something that can be funded or even legislated by the federal government of the U.S. People have forgotten that. They don't seem to understand That's what that is. What is that? The 10th Amendment. Anything... No, the 10th Amendment is the interstate trade, right? I'm not going to look it up. I'm too lazy. Anyway, step 3 is the organizational system. A long tangent aside. Organizational system. Then you have step 5, okay, which is the golden era. Once you organize under a banner, everybody's like, yeah, this is great. And it's new and it's fresh. Okay, that is the key. It is new and it is fresh. And when things are new and fresh, people will jump on board with it. And people will love it, and people will use it, and people will do it, and people will, follow along. But then people get bored of it. Right? That's the issues. People get bored of it. They get tired of it. They're like, this is why, and I don't know about worldwide, but in the US, divorce rates have skyrocketed in the last 30 years. Because when it's new and it's fresh and it's easy and it's fun and it's entertaining. It's easy and it's fun and it's entertaining and you want to continue doing it. But then the puppy love wears off. The freshness wears off. It no longer smells like it just came out of the dryer. It smells like it's been stomped in the mud by the dog a few times, right? And now it's boring and it's old and it's terrible and I want to change it. And instead of continuing to work on the thing, to try to increase, to try to improve, to try to aid, whatever the case may be, people just give up. And just give up. And you arrive at stage 6, which is where we're at today in the US. I would make the claim that most of Europe and the UK are at stage 7. Australia's on the end of stage 7, working on stage 8. The US is at the end of stage 6, going into stage 7. So stage 6 is the so you could separate it into stage 6 would be the freshness wearing off and minority rule increasing, which is where we're at today. Minority rule is increasing. Most civilizations have tended towards majority rules in the beginning, and then as they fall, you start to get pandering to the minority, which is exactly where we're at today. Ooh. Stage 7 would be kind of the results of that are beginning to become apparent. Did I skip? I feel like I skipped something. I'm gonna have to write these down because it's a thing in my head, and I say it from time to time, not regularly. From time to time, I talk about this stuff to my friends or whatever, and I need to write down the stages. I need to write down the steps so that I can remember it. Anyway, the next stage is the result of the pandering to the minority. Pandering to the minority leads to cynicism and disillusionment en masse. So we are starting that stage of cynicism and disillusionment en masse. 5% of people, a different minority other than the first minority, becoming disillusioned and cynical because of the pandering to the minority. That's where it begins, right? And then as that grows in the civilization, you begin to get greater and greater divides, polarizations in the civilization. Think Julius Caesar, right? Julius Caesar, I don't remember exactly all the series of events leading up to it, but Um, the death of Julius Caesar by the Senate. And we don't know how much, or I don't know how much of Shakespeare's kind of flourishing played a part in what we recall today. No idea. Don't even know. But it's even if it didn't actually happen in history, even if that's the case, it's a perfect illustration. And again, this was what, 1600s? So 400 years ago? Where people were writing about stuff like this happening. Because it's the cycle. It's what we do as a species. We don't learn from the past. We just repeat the same tired old things. Case in point. The Egyptians built pyramids and had batteries and electricity. Do we have any idea how or why those things? Nope. No records exist today. That's a strange noise. Oh. It's leaves and an electric lawnmower. Sounded like something plastic was scraping along concrete. I was like, that's a weird noise. No, it's an electric lawnmower, so you don't hear the engine. Anyway, after the disillusionment, you get the anger, rebellion, rioting. You get the anger phase, right? Like stages of grief, right? No way. No. There's no way, right? There's no way. No. This can't be a thing. This cannot be a thing. Hold on. Stages of grief. The 5 stages of grief are the last 1/3 of the fall of, they are the fall of a civilization. The 5 stages of grief. How did I not see that? How could I not have seen that before? The 5 stages. Denial. Okay? Denial is effectively the pandering to the minority. Where you're like, this isn't a problem. This isn't a problem, this is fine. Once people get tired of pandering to the minority, they get angry about it. Anger. Bargaining. Can we find compromises? Depression. Society begins to fall apart, and acceptance, the society dissolves and people go about their different ways. So this isn't an issue. Riots and fights and civil war, bargaining, striking the deal, but after that, there's no trust. There's no trust. North and the South are still fighting in the US, even today. There's no trust. Depression. I'm gonna have to sit down and take a closer look at this. This is... Ah. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I might have to make like a video series on that or something. Okay. Yeah, but those, that's, the fall of a civilization. The last 1/3 of a civilization's existence, based on history, is the fall of the civilization. Rome wasn't built in a day, nor did it fall in a day. Rome fell over a period of like 200 or 300 years. This is many generations. This is, how many generations are there in 100 years? What do we call that? What do we call a generation? 10 years? 20 years? Well, 20 years, right? So 5 generations. So that's what, 15 generations? 20 generations maybe? It takes for a nation to fall. Or for a civilization, not a nation, for a civilization to fall. With the passage of information the way it is today, you can accelerate that. I would say less than 120 years. I say over a period less than 6 generations, we will see. Why do I keep getting these little... so irritating. Little sticky outy bits. I hate those. But as it stands today, yeah. So the UK is currently in a state of turmoil wherein they've returned to a state of turmoil. Literally, exactly what's going on in the UK today is the reason that the people came to what is now the US to settle and homestead. And people going to jail for stuff they say on Facebook. Come on. It's the overblowing of government and the militias thereof, right? So, like the Constitution says. Yeah. I'm not going to say that. I'll read the part again before we talk about that. But the people that wrote the documents that are supposed to govern our society here in the US, they knew all of this. And they wrote it down. They said, this is what happens. And when this happens, you have to put a stop to it. You have to put the foot down and say, no, we're not going to do this. If you don't put the foot down, you're just going to repeat history. Same thing's going to happen. And of course, they had to have known that it was going to happen again, simply because people don't listen. They don't. They don't pay attention. They don't listen. I would claim that 90% of people simply float through their existence. They are there and then they're not, and that is it. They go to school, they talk to friends, they text their mom, they watch a show, and then they're dead. And for what? For what? The entirety of the human experience, you should make it a point in your experience and in your existence to make progress. That should be everybody's individual purpose. To move forward. To keep moving forward. Thank you, the Robinsons. KMF. That should be the cornerstone of every individual's existence. KMF. So many people, they just exist. They eat some food, they laugh at a joke, and then they're gone. And for what? There are people who are happy doing that. I don't understand that. I cannot grasp that concept at all. Makes no sense to me. I don't exist. I make it my point to help people out. I do what I can to elucidate others, to teach them, tell them when they've done wrong, because there is wrong. You don't have so many people today, and this is one of the indications of the fall of a civilization, where they're just like, everything everybody does is okay. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay to drive your vehicle recklessly and put other people in danger. It's okay to forget to unchamber your round after leaving the range and you hit a bump and your old worn out firearm goes off and the bullet flies through the air and hurts a puppers somewhere. It's okay. Accidents happen. No, it's not. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. It's not okay. It's not all right. There's nothing to laugh at. Every moment is a struggle to be correct. Because not everybody is correct all the time. On the very rare occasions, I make a mistake. I owe up to my mistakes. I learn from my mistakes, and I move on. My mistakes don't put other people in danger, however. Outside water. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check a thing. Landlord wants me to go look at something real quick. I'll be right back. Open.
footprints on my ceiling in the garage. Okay. Not back yet. Still looking for the thing.
Okay. I am returned. Oi. About the fall of a civilization. Alright. This little, I hate these. Little fuzzies. I despise them. Well, I think that's things that I normally cut off. I just haven't cut them in a while. Okay. So I'll probably just end up cutting them off. Or maybe leaving it and hopefully sometime it'll be tied up. I don't know. Bees! There is nothing in this damn garage. Fall of a civilization. So I used to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would say that we could, in the US, I don't know about other civilizations, but the civilization that is the United States of America, we could pull up and pull out, and we could get out of this spiral. There was still time, there was still the ability, we could still fix it. As it stands today, I no longer believe that to be the case. I believe 100% we are past the tipping point, that our civilization is doomed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? The fall of a civilization is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be bad for certain people, for certain types of people, specifically government entities. Fall of civilization is very bad for government. Because kind of the purpose of government as an entity of its own right is to exert control over individuals. That's the purpose of government. That is its existence. And that's not a good thing. That is most decidedly a bad thing. So the fall of a civilization and the ending of a government structure is a good thing. Now the side effect of that's the problem, that's where we run into the issues, is the side effects, the tertiary effects of the fall of a civilization. And those side effects are, generally speaking, a bunch of people dying or getting hurt. And that's not a good thing, right? Which, 8 billion people on the planet, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I can die 3 seconds from now, SWAT team could descend and shoot me in the face. Doesn't matter. It would make my roommate's life a little bit harder for a few months, maybe, but they'd move on, they'd get over it. My family, they'd move on, they'd get over it. My friends, they'd move on, they'd get over it. You know, it'd be sad for a couple of days, but the earth will continue to spin, the sun will continue to provide energy for a number of period of time, and my life or death makes no bearing on any of those. Right? So, if you want to measure life in potential or lost potential, then yeah, it would be a very great loss to at least one individual. And if that's how you measure the value, the worth of an individual's life, then yeah, sure, fine. The loss of my life would be a great loss. I tend to measure things more in the grand scheme of things. It's the life of one bee, the life of one human, the construction or destruction of a single house. Doesn't matter. Does it make a couple of people's lives harder for some measured period of time? Possibly? Probably? Maybe? Perhaps? But is it going to end an entire civilization? Will the life or death of one person end a civilization? Generally, no. Mr. B, there is nothing in here for you. It's all outside. Outside. Not further inside, outside. Thank you. No idea. Very strange. Very, very strange. Most of the stuff I need to do is parts. Need parts, waiting on parts. I think Friday we should go to the dealership and see if the carb kit's still available. Do we still have in the cart? Was there a carb kit? Gasket set. Wonder if it's that guy. Because there is... Oh. Okay, well, I gotta redo Honda motorcycle year 85 VT700. Okay, carburetor components. Is this gasket set? Mike Bravo 6305. Mike Bravo 6305. Okay. So that's still available. Is that price each 43, 46, or is that price both? I imagine I would put money on that's price each. So probably 120 bucks from the dealership. Okay. I think inside time. And even though there's nobody in the streams, nobody in chat, nobody to interact with, if I'm trying to make this my job, right? I'm trying to make this the thing that I do to pay my bills, thing that I do to help people out for entertainment purposes or for educational purposes, for informational purposes. I feel like I need to not skip out. I need to view it as the job, right? This is my employment. So I have a duty to my viewers. I've been going for 2.5 hours. So if it's a job, then it is my duty to my future viewers, I guess, to not just like stop right here and, oh, there's nobody in the chat, so I'm just gonna disappear and go off and, you know, whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go start the stream up. I'm gonna take over the stream on the PC inside, and we're gonna go from garage to video editing. Anybody wants to come hang out? Come hang out. Ask me questions. I'll tell you answers. I think that's what we'll do. I need to go to the store tomorrow morning. And I've been starting the stream kind of later and later each day the past week. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think that's a bad thing. I think I need to not be doing that. Yeah, I gotta get those, gotta use the lips to get those plosives. Gotta over enunciate the plosives. But I'm kind of hungry too. So, go start the stream up. Maybe just make some ramen. The heck was that? Dropped a bunch of frames. Why did a bunch of frames drop? Don't tell me they're gonna fuck the internet again. Literally, when you're doing this stuff, patch cables. They're doing a bunch of fiber upgrades in this town. But instead of running patch cables, which, yes, it's a little bit more expensive, I will agree with that. But instead of running patch cables to maintain network integrity during the upgrade process, or instead of running entire backbone segments and not hooking them up until all of the hardware has been checked, lose internet for hours at a time, multiple days. It's like, that's not how you do that. You run the run, you test the run, you validate the integrity of the run, and then once it's all validated and ready to go, disconnect, hardware in, up and running. It should take less than 30 minutes. Humans. Can't trust them. Cannot trust other people to do the job correctly. Strangely enough, I am kind of tempted to just end the stream here right now, because it does appear as though there might be network issues incoming. And then calling it a day for today. Damn bees. I don't know, I'm torn. I don't know quite exactly what I should do. Part of the reason I've been starting later the past week is because I've been doing stuff in the morning when I get up. Instead of starting the stream up immediately when I get up and I'm dressed and everything, I've been going and doing things and then starting the stream up when I get back. So I've been trying to organize my day such that I do the stuff I need to do right when I get up, which is what I prefer to do. Get it out of the way, then you can procrastinate more later. And then coming back and doing, that way I don't have to dip out in the middle of a stream like, oh, I'll be right back, I'm on a test drive or some shit. I can go and do the things I need to do first thing. If I forget to do a thing, it goes on the next day. Right? And it seems to have been working thus far. I do need to do more videos. Because kind of without the name being out there, no one's coming to watch the streams. Means the watch hours aren't increasing, the subscribes aren't increasing, the visibility is going to come more from videos. Once the customer base is built up to some specific point, some critical point, I might be able to stop releasing videos or slow down the release of videos. But for right now, I think I need the visibility, and for YouTube, the visibility comes from videos, because that's the primary brunt of the format of YouTube. And I've tried to think of like things I can do for shorts. I've got nothing. There's nothing about working on cars or video editing or any of that that's shorts capable. I can't. What I need is a marketing manager. What I need is a marketing manager that sees the validity and the value in my vision and is willing to help me build my market value, help me increase my market value, and expand the business, the empire, as it were. Because I want to keep it in the garage. I don't want to have a big shop. If I do get a shop, it would be a small shop. It would be a I don't want to do that whole, big shop, epoxy floors, 15 employees. Hey, today we're going to show you guys how to DIY with all this money that we have. I don't want it to be that. I want this whole thing to be homespun, homegrown. Things you do in your backyard, things you do under the awning, things you do in the garage when there's stuff in the garage and you can't fit the whole damn car. So you just pull in the front 3 feet of it. And first meter and a half of your car. That's what I want this to be. And I want it to be honest. I want it to be straightforward. And I want it to be transparent. Absolutely, completely transparent. I don't want to hide anything. I don't want to do sneaky tactics. If I'm doing something, I'm working on something old, and it breaks, I want people to see that right then, right there, it broke. What could I have done differently? If somebody else has experience, fill me in, let me know, teach me something. I want what I do to be the basis for free exchange of information, which is kind of silly when you think about kind of the grand scheme of it, because I want to make money and pay my bills off of the concept of the free exchange of information. Doesn't really work that way. But there are people much like myself who wholeheartedly believe in, so I want the information to be free. I am giving this information to you guys free of charge. I demand nothing in return for this information. If you find value in the information, if it helps you and it's entertaining or it's helpful, it brings you some sort of value, and you think, hey, I want to pay you for that. Thank you. That is helpful. Here's some money for your time, for your expertise, for teaching me something I didn't know, for showing me a different way, for whatever the case may be. If you find value in what I do, help me keep my bills paid so I can continue to do it. Right? And that's all up to you. Whatever value you find, that's up to you. That's kind of what I want it to be. And that is semi-communist, technically. It is, I provide things to you on the premise that you need information and I have information. And the information is only valuable if people have access to it. That is the only way information has any value, is if somebody can access it, right? And it is my belief, it's not a belief, because a belief is something intangible. It is fact. Facts are tangible. Beliefs are intangible. Okay? So it is a fact that the more people that have access to information, the better a society is. Right? And the biggest issues you run into in societies is when people either are denied access to information, don't know how to access that information, or are never given the information that they require to access the information in the first place. Information is obfuscated or not malingered, not maligned. There was another word I had. Mishandled. It is obfuscated in such a way that it makes it difficult to determine what is the actual information. Right? That's a tactic that humans have used for thousands of years. And every time somebody wants to withhold information, there has never been a good reason to withhold information. Never. You cannot, absolutely cannot tell me, you cannot convince me. There is no method that you may use to convince me that withholding information is a good thing, that it is useful, that it serves a genuinely positive purpose. Not at all. Oh, I pulled my phone out a minute ago and I never did the thing. Okay, so the more I think about it, the more I think ending the stream might be the better idea right now. I've got 3 hours in it, so I can do short streams and long streams depending on the day and the requirements. I don't think that would be a major issue in trying to build kind of this format, this system. As much as I despise Amazon, I might look into building a Twitch account and streaming on Twitch, because OBS can multi-stream. So I might end up doing that just to try to reach a greater audience. I've tried for 2 months to log into my old Twitch account with 0 success. All I get is automated responses from the help support system. It's like, oh, well, did you try this? I haven't logged into this account in like 6 years or 7 years or 10 years. I made this account when you were still a brand new platform. The account still exists on your servers. Give me my access to my account. Here's the information. I gave them the information that would have been pertinent for when I made the account. And they're like, well, we need this and this and this and this. Dude, this is a freaking 10, 11, 12-year-old account. That information was not requested when that account was built. And I think it's stupid to have to start a whole new account simply because they can't be bothered to do their jobs correctly. I don't know. Is there... Tell you what. Does Twitch have a phone? Twitch.tv. Support. I was like, what the heck's that word? What's that word? What's that word? Support page. Prohibited games. Wait. Well, obviously not. There's no list there. Go! Dick nuts. Jesus. This freaking trackpad is just horrendous. ASUS! Fix your damn trackpads! Ugh. These stupid artsy, gitchy fucking pages that people put on their websites. They're absurd. They're useless and they're absurd. They need to quit. Nobody wants them. Nobody thinks they're cool. Yeah, there's no method of like calling a support center. Like, hey, let me call a human and be like, look, this is the situation. The computer obviously doesn't understand what the situation is because it's a computer. It understands nothing. And the thing where you like, I've forgotten my password. It's like, oh, we'll reset your password. It doesn't work. It never sends you the email. I've tried it literally 100 times. Actually, 100 times. In the last couple of months. And it doesn't send you the email. This thing. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. I don't get it. I genuinely do not understand. But it is infuriating. Like, I'm in the middle of using the trackpad, and it's just like, nope! Tell you what, let's go to settings. Devices? Touchpad. Okay, so we should be able to. There was a setting to make the middle mouse button on 3-finger taps. This whole time I've been right clicking, and there's also bottom right corner. Come on. No. Bottom right corner should be right click. Press the lower right corner to right click. No. I mean, it senses that I'm down here in the corner because it's moving. Okay, but it won't right click for whatever reason. That's not working. Turn it off and on. Maybe you have to be... Well, just doesn't work. Who'd have thunk it? Windows not doing something that it says it's doing. Hmm. Okay. 3-finger gestures. I don't need 4-finger gestures because there's no other functionality that I need. That's fine. I think I want to try to do a little video editing on the Civic ECU video. And then... Excuse me! Ugh. Monster and no food burpees. Ew. Yeah, I think I want to eat something. Try to do some Civic ECU. I might start up a stream tonight. Kind of like, you know, add stream time to the channel. Playing Satisfactory. Because I haven't done nothing to Turbo Fuel Factory in a while. Like 2 weeks. And I wanna get back to my Turbo Fuel. Because the longer I take to do it, the higher the probability is they'll release Update 8 before I get done with it. At which point I'll have to start the game all over again. Because I always start a new game every time they release a new update. So, I think we're gonna kill it here. It's been 3 hours. I'll either see you guys in a little bit, 3 or 4 hours. Won't be that long, probably. I'm not gonna edit the crap out of that video like I have done with some other ones. I'm just gonna try to cut it together quickly. Maybe put in a few little scrolling texts across the screen or something. Maybe I could picture-in-picture narration over recorded video. That seems to work. People seem to like that a little bit. Might do that. I wonder if they make... Standby. As long as I'm sitting here, we can keep hanging out. You know. So do they make green a acoustic foam. Green acoustic foam. But if you have the right lighting, yeah, they do. Okay. If you have the right lighting, you could use that as a green screen. So I could tile my room in acoustic foam and use it as green screen. That might be a future project. Let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that. Anybody that watches the VOD, I guess. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Obviously. The standard YouTube thing. Call to action. Like and subscribe. So, Mr. B, outside. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. Said that like 4 times now. And we will see you guys later. Have a good one.